Chapter 4. Knockout. Casey and Brent square off outside the club entrance. Passerbyers are drawn in by the scent of blood in the air. Whoa, is that Casey Jameson? This all you got, you fossilized has-been? Casey grabs Brent by the collar, yanking him in close, as the other hand clenches into a fist. I'm gonna wipe the concrete with your ass, then polish it with your face. Hey, maybe let's do this somewhere else, sometime else. We have an audience. Neither Casey nor Brent look your way, undeterred by the public attention. They're too busy seething at each other. Casey's arm flashes forward straight into Brent's stomach. Brent drops to the concrete, moaning. Casey sneers down at him. Okay, you've made your point. We need to go. Meanwhile, the group of onlookers are mushroomed into a crowd. More people trickle out of the club, whipping out their phones to capture photos and video. Oh, this is definitely going on my Snapchat. Sick! I just hit 1,000 viewers on my live stream. That's enough. But Brent lifts his chin, fire in his eyes, and yanks Casey's leg out from under him. Casey smacks to the concrete with a curse. Damn it, Brent! They push forward as the two hockey players roll on the concrete, trying to gain leverage for another punch. Get between them. You maneuver between Casey and Brent, hoping they won't hit you on purpose. You're both making fools of yourselves. Get out of here! Casey tries to push you behind him, but it's too late. Brent's next swing carries him forward, right towards you. Eva, look out! Brent throws himself to the side, but his shoulder clips yours. You tumble to the concrete. I'm sorry, Ava. Save the apology, asshole. Casey surges forward, landing a punch so powerful it sends Brent sprawling. Casey, stop, it's over. Kells lunges into Casey's path and grabs him by the collar. He shrugs her off, still breathing hard. Let go of me, I'm not a child. You're sure acting like one. Oh really? Is that why you were playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots in the middle of the street? Across the sidewalk, Lebowski pulls a groggy Brent off the curb, leading him towards a row of taxis. Kell stalks after them. Casey's attention snaps you, and he helps you to your feet with a worried gaze. If you're hurt at all, I'm gonna hunt that bastard down and grind him to a pulp. Casey, I don't agree with either of these. It wasn't really defending me, and you could have gotten hurt. I'm going with thanks for defending me. I don't think a hot hockey player has ever defended my honor before tonight. Those sirens you hear are coming for Casey and Brent as we speak. Listen, I didn't do that on purpose. I live by a firehouse. That's a shame. Any notes? It was a little reckless. You knocked Brent out in public. What were you thinking? I stopped thinking when I saw you hit the ground. From there, it was pure instinct. Before you can elaborate, the bouncer from the club starts breaking up the crowd. Get out of here, nothing to see. When he circles back to you, he grimaces at the sight of Casey's hand. Casey's knuckles are raw and cracked from the force of his punch. He winces as his hand clenches and the skin on his knuckles splits further. Oh, that's gonna hurt at our next game. Ugh, that looks nasty. Feel free to use the first aid kit in the manager's office. You might want a second pair of hands. Casey's gaze lingers on you and his lips quirk. You don't need to stick around for me. I'll just dip it in some whiskey to get all the Brent out. You gaze at him, watching as he tenderly touches a finger to his bloodied knuckles, exhaling through the pain. Don't be ridiculous. I'm already here. Let's get you cleaned up. You take his good hand, trifling through the thrill that goes through you, the feeling of his skin on yours. Are you a reporter or a nurse? We're about to find out. And he leads you back inside towards a door in the back of the bar. Inside, you sit him down on a wobbly bar stool, grab the first aid kit, giving him a quick once-over. Nurse Ava to the rescue. I don't think your nose is broken, a few bruises, scrapes, but nothing too serious. But those knuckles, Ouch. That might scar if you're not careful. Scars aren't too bad. I hear people think they're sexy. You pull a wad of cotton from the first aid kit and douse it in antiseptic. Then you take his hand, lifting it for a closer inspection. Sexy or not, this one is avoidable. As you prepare to dab antiseptic on the wound, you feel his whole body tense. Yep, no, it's kind of like ripping the band-aid off. This is gonna hurt. There's too much risk of infection with a wound like this. Better not wimp out on the antiseptic. I've had stitches without anesthesia in the middle of a game and gone right back out onto the ice. Oh my, is this the part where I act impressed by the big scary hockey player with a boo-boo on his hand? Only if it's working. He sets his jaw and gives you a hard glare, but as you swab the wound thoroughly, you catch him trying to hide a wince. So even Casey Jameson isn't invincible. The faintest curl of a smile appears on the corner of his mouth. You shouldn't gloat. You're lucky the bouncer knows kills and can call the cops. You could be spending the night in lockup. Thank God I'm not. Something tells me the nurse at the county jail isn't nearly as attentive as you. Besides, Brent was asking for it all night. And you gave him exactly what he wanted, more evidence that you're a loose cannon. You can almost feel the steam rising from him as he chews on his next words. I had it under control, but when I saw you fall, I lost it. Let the words settle over you, something in you softening towards him. So, you do like me, even though you're a jackass. I'm not mean, or if I am, it's not on purpose. Could have fooled me. You know we're not in kindergarten, right? You don't need to pull my hair to get my attention. I thought guys pulled women's hairs for different reasons. Man, but I'm not. Look, usually people don't try so hard with me. It's disarming. I can see the headlines now. Ava Clark disarmed seasoned hockey star with her acrobatic wit. Don't sell yourself short on my account. You have to know how damn intimidating you are. I don't go around punching my coworkers. You return your focus to his hands. You dab antibiotic ointment on Casey's knuckles, and he hisses. Ow! I told you to hold still. He grumbles, but complies. You finish applying the ointment and rifle through the kit for a bandage. You didn't need to get hurt for my benefit. I'm perfectly capable of handling myself. I thought he'd hurt you. Takes a lot more than a bruised tailbone to bother me. But well, it might be more than your knuckles smarting in the morning. Right. You think it'll go viral? Almost certainly. So why'd you give them the fodder? Aren't you worried about setting a bad example? You're the team captain. Do you want your teammates imitating this behavior? I want my team to know I've got their back on and off the ice. Risking your health and career isn't having their backs. It's their season on the line, too. Start to bandage his hand and gauze and tape, trying to ignore the sensual flex of his fingers under your touch. You don't need to be the tough guy all the time. I'm at the top of the game, king of the hill. That means the world never stops taking shots. Either I fight back or I lose my throne. You can't understand. You'd be surprised. I'm climbing my way to the top just like you did, Jameson. I bet you'll get tired of blowing hot air in my face all the time. Meaning? It means you need me. Your image needs serious rehab. The rest of the media is salivating to chronicle your downfall. But I can make your redemption story. If you play nice. Sounds like a tall order, Clark. You knot the bandage into a snug bow, rubbing your thumb along his palm. There. You just need one more thing. Ice for that pretty face. There's a big knot above your eyebrow. It's going to be a scary shade of purple tomorrow if you don't ice it now. You take some ice the bouncer brought from the bar, wrap it in a thin towel, and press it to his temple. The pose is achingly intimate, and there's enough heat between you to melt that ice into a puddle. I can't remember the last time someone took care of me like this. I should go. I got an early morning tomorrow at work. Suddenly, his fingers curl around your wrist. The strength of his grip leaves you breathless. Ava, wait. You couldn't leave if you wanted to. Not the way his eyes are holding you captive. There's a haunted quality in his gaze, and you're yearning to explore it. Maybe it's your reporter instincts, or maybe you're coming to care about him more than you should. Get home safe. I didn't bust my knuckles on Brent just to watch you walk into traffic. I'm a big girl, but I'll text Kells once I'm home, if that'll keep you from going ape on an unsuspecting motorist. He releases you with a nod and a warm, easy smile. The grin's a long way from the scowl he's been wearing since you first met. Maybe, just maybe, he's gonna finally open up. In the morning, you rush to the news studio, your heart racing in your ears. When you step off the elevator, Adish is there to greet you, coffee in hand. He passes it to you as you walk to the stage. One latte with an extra shot of espresso for my favorite new guest anchor. Don't remind me. You have nothing to be nervous about. You nailed your debut. You glance through the doorway, catching sight of the most prestigious sports anchors in the industry. Rocky Reynolds, Chaz Cooper. Adish, I'm gonna be nervous. These guys are my idols. All you have to do is make a good impression. You deserve to be here too. It's just nerves. But I can do this. I practice this in front of my bathroom mirror 1,000 times. I've memorized Blade stats going back 30 years. I know every player's age, height, position, college, hometown. I'm ready. If I nail this, I could be on my way to a permanent spot on the anchor desk. Relax, Ava. I've seen a lot of news reporters come and go over the years. Trust yourself. You've got something special. You take a deep breath and then walk to your mark at the edge of the table. You shake the anchor's hands in a daze, the studio lights warm on your face. We go live in 3, 2... Welcome back to Off the Ice, Seattle's best source for all things hockey. I'm Rocky Reynolds. And I'm Chaz Cooper. Joining us this morning is our new host of Blade Sideline Show, Ava Clark. Ava, no one is closer to the Blades than you, even with fiery Captain Casey Jameson. You feel Casey's hand, bloody bruise, yielding to your touch, his eyes warming as he let down his guard. If only they knew. A thrill races through as you think of Casey, and the adrenaline helps you focus. You beam with a bright, TV-ready smile. Great to be here, Rocky. I'm excited to bring Blades fans the hottest news from on and off the ice. And certainly you have a take on the Blades' prospects for a championship this year. I think their chances are great if they can get their act together. Coach Rojas is building depth. Star Casey Jameson started the season on a hot streak, and Kinsey and Lebrowski are in top form. All pieces are there, and if they can put them together, there's no stopping the Blades. Bold take, I respect the confidence. But let's get to the real meat of the story. All eyes have been on Casey Jameson this season. He can't seem to back away from a fight. Fighting's part of hockey. The refs can't catch every high stick or dirty hit, so the players like to take things into their own hands. But the code usually keeps a team's best player out of the fights. It doesn't seem like Jameson's interested in following the rules. Everyone knows Casey should be picking his battles wisely. Casey is a fighter. It's ridiculous to ask him to stop. But he could at least be picking and choosing. He doesn't need to stick his nose in every confrontation, even if it is sexy. Rocky and Chaz nod in agreement, jumping in to comment, leaving your mind to wander about all the things Casey might enforce. What I want to know is what's powering all that rage he's famous for. Any theories, Ava? Casey's driven by love for his team. The Blades are a close-knit family, and as a captain, Jameson views himself as the protector. Mind flashes back to how he flattened Brent to the pavement, how he'd made you feel part of his team. When he sees any teammate targeted, he can't help but respond. No kidding! Let's roll that viral clip from last night. Watching horror as the video from last night's brawl plays out on the monitor, showing you tumbling to the concrete. Ugh. Save the apology, asshole. all over again. He smashes his fist into Brent's face. Struggle to stay impassive as the other anchors turn to you. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Looks like you got caught in the crossfire, Ava. What exactly went down? Tell us everything. If I say too much, I break my promise to Casey, but this is my chance to make a splash on network TV. The truth is, there's bad blood between those two. The fight's been coming, if you ask me. Tension's been building between Casey and Brent since pre-season, and that brawl didn't help. We'll see how they look on the ice this week. If they can't bury the hatchet, the Blades will be in trouble. One thing's clear, we're in for another dramatic season with the Blades. And off the ice, will there be to bring viewers all the latest news? Up next, the newest social media craze, Zamboni Karaoke. When the show cuts to commercial, you remove your microphone and turn to the hosts. Rocky Chaz, thank you so much for the opportunity to join you today. You did great. We'd love to have you back anytime. Our view. Come on, choices. Viewers appreciate reporters who know their stuff and don't hold back. Augie's practically in my DNA. I want to make this a career. Well, you're off to a fantastic start. Later that night, you're back in the news studio pulling an all-nighter to finish the script for your next feature story. I've got to make the script sparkle if I'm going to show Mr. Matthews I'm the real deal. You're sucking down the last drops of your latte when there's a knock at your door. Got a minute? He leans against the door jamb, clearly waiting to be invited in. You can't deny the surge of excitement you feel at seeing him. I'm busy, but I'll make time for you. Unless you're here to give me a hard time. Are you going to behave yourself? You don't really want me to do that, do you? You roll your eyes, waving him in. He strides forward, face unreadable, and sits on your desk. Okay, I'll bite. How hard and where? What brings you in at this late hour? His presence takes up all the available space, summoning every nerve in your body to attention. His heated gaze burns into yours, igniting sparks in your belly. Maybe I just can't stay away from you, or maybe I saw you on TV this morning, and you broke your promise. We agreed there'd be no reporting last night. What happens in the club stays in the club. You and Brent took it outside the club. You dragged me into a scandal. I was on camera. You can't accuse me of breaking confidentiality when 1 million fans have already seen it. Me on their socials. His silence for a long moment as he considers your point. He grunts and rolls his eyes, conceding. I guess you could have spilled more details than you did. A lot more. His expression turns thoughtful. His gaze searches yours. What you said on the show about fighting. You really think I'm a distraction? I think your fighting masks something deeper. You love fighting, it exhilarates you, it makes you feel powerful, maybe it even turns you on. Depends on who's watching. But there's something desperate to all the bravado, something I think you're scared you don't know how to play without. You hold your gaze, but past his defiance you can see that you're struck true. You're addicted to the rush, but if you don't like the way people talk about you... You move toward where he's sitting on the desk and take his right hand, skimming a gentle touch over his bandaged knuckles. Maybe you need to find a more rewarding addiction. He hooks a finger through your belt loop and tugs, drawing you between his knees, the raw intensity in his eyes sends sparks down your spine. A new addiction. Got any ideas? Yoga? Biking? Anything that's not violent? Your senses are overwhelmed by the heat, his scent, the rasp of his voice. Tension crackles between you, charging the air with anticipation. His gaze falls to your lips. You sway towards him, wondering what might happen if you touch your lips to his. I'm not letting this moment slip away. You fist your hands in his shirt and pull him close until his lips hover just above yours, and his breath caresses your lips. The inevitability of the kiss makes your pulse race and your eyelids flutter closed. Slow and sensual. You brush feather-light kisses over his lips, learning his taste, sipping, Sip by intoxicating sip, his tongue dances with yours in a slow, sensuous rhythm. His mouth moves over yours, deepening the kiss. You sink into the heat of his body, losing yourself in the irresistible sweetness of his mouth and feeling of his strong hands on your waist. His hands dig into your hips, and he moans against your mouth. Yes. You press your body to his, melting against his hard planes of his muscled chest. His warm, spicy scent unravels your principles like a cheap sweater. There are way too many clothes between us. You slide your hands between his chest and yours, levering a bit of space between you. When the kiss breaks, you're so breathless you can scarcely form words. Just a second, You okay? We can stop if you want. I definitely don't want to stop, but I could help you lose that shirt. I like the way you think. I gotta remind you of that the next time we argue, but for now, you took his shirt loose from the waistband. Casey lifts his arms so you can free him and fling it aside. Ah, that's better. You stare in awe at the bared torso, scarcely able to comprehend that he's real and close enough to touch. Slide your palms over the expanse of his chest, enjoying the ripples of his muscle beneath your touch. Yes, just like that. Casey's hands reclaim your waist, and he pulls you into a deep kiss that stokes the flame in your belly. You rub your chest against his, dragging a soft curse from his lips. A heady thrill surges in your veins. Space is pretty tight in here. How do you want this to go? I'm calling the shots this time. You press your hands against his chest and push him against the wall, ripping a wall calendar in the process. Damn, Clark, you can deal one sexy body blow. I know how to play dirty. As you kiss, your tangling tongues, limbs, your tiny office becomes a swirl of sensual chaos. There's nothing safe from your wild, grasping embrace. Framed photos crash to the floor, a chair tips to his side, your inhibitions shatter. God, I've been waiting for this moment. He trails hot kisses up the slope of your neck, ending with a playful nip at your earlobe. Then take it. You slide your hands to his ass and grab tight, and you arch into him. He growls a little. His breath warms your ear, and he puts his hand in yours. Show me what you want. Touch my ruh-roh. You know how it is. Gotta watch what we do, what I say, because of YouTube. Someone's there. You and Casey jolt apart. As you hold your breath to listen, your heartbeat thunders in your ears. It's only the janitor rolling the cleaning cart down the hall. You heave a sigh of relief. That was way too close. You stare at him in silence, unsure what to say now that you've crossed the line. After a long moment, Casey steps back, clearing his throat. Guess our 7 minutes in heaven is up. He finds a shirt in the chaotic aftermath and pulls it over his head. Casey, that was... How do I say that was amazing, but it can never happen again without sounding like a total a-hole? His eyes sweep over your face. He seems to understand what you're thinking. I get it. This never happened. I'm supposed to feel relieved, but how quickly you said that stings. I know your job means a lot to you, and I'll make good on the promise to take you more seriously. We've got a long season ahead. You prop your hands on your hips and playfully arch an eyebrow. When you say it like that, it sounds like you're looking forward to working with me. Do you admit you were wrong about me? He stands, his imposing form still dangerously inviting. His eyes pin yours, stealing your breath, drawing out your anticipation. I admit I should have given you more credit. Maybe we can talk about the possibility of doing an interview. A half smile pulls at Casey's lips, and pride swells in your chest. Finally, he's giving you a little respect. The next evening, it's game night. You're on the sidelines, ready to give the viewers every exciting detail. What a great night for the Blades. They are going to third period with 2-0 over the Tucson Wildfires. It wouldn't be a Blades game if we weren't keeping a close eye on Casey's Jameson Rage-O-Meter. Fans will remember his clash with the Seals center in the season opener, but tonight Casey seems to be keeping his cool. A dish signals to wrap it up, and you're transitioned smoothly into a live cast, signing off. Well done. Are you really making bets on Casey's bad behavior? Heat rushes to your cheeks as you remember the last time you saw him. That makeout in the office was definitely bad behavior. You both look across the ice to where Casey huddles with his teammates. He might not have thrown a punch yet, but he'll cave before the night's over. Wow, Dash. Have a little faith in him. He's not looking for fights, he's just protective. That doesn't mean you're taking the bet. The referee blows the whistle to start the third period, and you both turn your attention to the game. The first line's back on the ice, and Casey and Kells are in perfect sync, but as Kells makes a deft move to set up Casey's shot. It's all you, Casey. Not so fast, Kinsey. The Wildfire player drives his elbow into Kells' face, sending her to the ice. Kells. That was a dirty hit. You saw that, right, Adesh? Yeah, and Casey did too. It's like I'm gonna win that bet. Even from the stands, you can feel Casey fuming with rage. Hey, asshole, you want to take cheap shots at my team? Too scared to take me on fair and square? Cuts across the ice, body checks the player who attacked Kells, slamming him into the wall. The game grinds to a halt as Casey squares off against the Wildfire player. Go screw yourself, Jameson. Oh no. The crowd surges to their feet, shouting and banging on the glass. Casey, don't let him bait you. But from behind the glass, Casey can't hear you, and he's already seeing Ren. Casey rounds on the Wildfire player and clocks his opponent in the jaw, sending him reeling. The opponent flops to the ice, looking injured. Casey huffs reluctantly, extending a hand to help the Wildfire player to his feet. Had enough yet? His opponent rolls on the ice, laying up his injury for the refs. I see a long, dark tunnel and a bright light at the end. Grandma, is that you? Oh, whatever. And that's when the ref skates in close, blowing his whistle until he's blue in the face. That's penalty, Jameson. You're out of here. I mean, he could have done worse. It's Jameson, so at least he tried. Without further ado, if you did enjoy the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there, ways to support, and ways to become a part of this community and what I consider a family we have here. That being said, there's also the join and thanks features that are integrated, and yeah, no, that's about it. Leave a comment down below, letting me know what your thoughts are, letting me know what your thoughts on the chapter are, my reading, who, what, when, where, and why. I'm always glad to hear from each and every one of you. Other than that, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.